So here we are in the throes of a pandemic, and the charts show more and more confirmed cases of COVID-19, and the number of deaths from it or related to it continue to skyrocket. So why are we reopening the church when there was a time when we closed it because there was one case a county away, and another time we delayed reopening because there were 5 new cases in our county that week? The decision's not politically motivated. Churches have a constitutional right to meet, pandemic or not, but it's not about fear, and it's not about the health and neglecting the health and safety of people. It's not a statement to our governor or any president. The right response as people of faith to this pandemic is about honor. Of course, we honor our government, but most of all, we honor one another. When we didn't know very much about this virus, we took the safe route and we closed the doors and we went online because of honor of one another. When we had the decision to go into the hybrid approach, having an option of in-person or online, it was made after a couple failed attempts because it wasn't over by Easter like we thought. It wasn't over by early in the summer like we thought. And we did open up and took some suggested precautions that we could make so that the risk of contamination would be very minor, at least as much as depends upon us. Now, when the virus started hitting close to home again this fall, with friends and family and community experiencing even more cases, we decided to close again because of honor. Both times we closed, it was because of honor of other people. We didn't want the church to be a place where people came and got sick or eventually died. It wasn't worth it. Honor of one another is also still the main decision maker value that we have when we try to figure out what we're going to do about church, whether to meet or not meet. Fortunately, we have a few things going in our favor regarding reopening again, even at this time. One is that we have knowledge. We know enough about this disease to know that it's not lurking behind every bush waiting to jump out and attack us. We know what we can do to protect ourselves and others. Even though things aren't 100% safe, there's still a pretty good track record, and so we can see that now. Even the health departments are saying that when churches do the proper precautions, that it really doesn't spread there. They haven't found that to be a dangerous place. Schools are meeting and having a very low amount of contact from there. We do know that catching the disease at church is a minimal risk. It is a risk, but it's very minimal. And plus, we know if we have been exposed to it, then we choose to avoid a place like church because we're not going to come and spread it to our friends out of honor. Another thing going for us is habit. We're used to wearing masks now. We're used to distancing. We're used to sanitizers. And all these things are normal to us now. When we go shopping, or if we went to restaurants at one time when they were open, when we're going to school or work, I mean, we take all these precautions, and they seem like a normal thing. We're used to masks, whether we like them or not, or whether we agree that they're effective or not, or whether they should be mandated or not. We're used to it now, and it's okay. Another thing that we have, whether you agree with the concept or not, is that a vaccine is around the corner. And so eventually, there will be a chance for people to feel safe in going back to church once they have taken the vaccine and feel like they can go about their normal activities again. So anyway, that possibility of being safe is around the corner, whether someone chooses to take the vaccine or not. Anyway, the church feels like we want to give the congregation an option. If you feel safe to come, then do. If you don't feel safe, then don't. It's all out of honor. We honor both decisions because they're both based on a series of reasons that make sense. If you prefer to stay online for church, the option's going to be there. Of course, there's going to come a day when this is over, and we don't want the online option to be in demand because we're lazy or we just don't care about connecting. There's something special about gathering together, seeing faces, singing in unison, carving time out of our schedules to be together for worship and for teaching and for prayer. It's by being a part of something where we build relationships that are there in good and bad times. The word church comes from a Greek word, ekklesia, which means a gathering. And this year, we've had to do a lot of our gathering apart. Technology's helped us to do that. The church is scattered to our homes, but it's temporary. and that's okay. We're still the church, but we lose some aspects of that ecclesia, that gathering, when we're apart. For some people, the things that we lose by not going to church are really hard, and they want some semblance of that back again. We're not just a body that can be harmed by a virus, but we have a spirit, we have a heart and a mind, and we're relational. And coming to church is what the doctor's orders for health are asking for right now. Sometimes we got to look beyond just the body and see what we need to do for the whole person. It's winter time, and this year has been full of disappointments and sacrifices, and it's very depressing, and we miss things and we miss people, and it gets just really worn out. And so for honor's sake, we honor those who feel that their spiritual and mental health will improve if there's an ecclesia, a gathering to go to on Sunday. Even if it's a small gathering, it gets out of the house. It gets you feeling like you're going someplace and doing something that's very meaningful. So we honor that just as much as we desire those that say, I'm not ready for that yet. I'm going to stay in my home and I'm going to worship and pray and learn from that place. We honor both. If I have a family of 5, and so church on the couch has been actually a wonderful memory from 2020. But some of you have church on the couch all alone, and that's been a downside of 2020. While we make the most of church on the couch, whether there's 5 or 1 or how many, church in the pew is also pretty special. And so we want to provide that option again, starting this coming Sunday, December the 20th, which is the 4th Sunday of Advent. We'll offer in-person Christmas Eve service too next Thursday evening. And we'll continue offering 2 venues for Ecclesia, the church, the gathering. We will film the service on Sundays at 10 and put it on Facebook Live. It can be watched in real time or at a later time. And I'll continue, as I've always done, to record the sermon itself, not the whole service, but the sermon, and upload it onto YouTube sometime on Sunday afternoon. It takes a little while to do that, but I'll get it up there as soon as I can. Other aspects of the church are still going to be on hold for now, and as things start to return to normal sometime during 2021 or during the process of the year, then we'll start reopening other aspects of the church as well. So we honor those that stay home. We honor those that go out. I think we can do this and maintain a unity of the Spirit, which is our goal in all things. I know this has gone on for several minutes here, but I did want to address our body about this, and it makes perfect sense. And we thank you for your support in both ways for this whole year. 2020 has been a mysteriously good year for our church. I believe it. God is good, and our church stands strong. So love one another. Thank you.